morning, everyone. I've just been watching Rhonda doing her Small Steps with Sharon. That's Sharon from Connection of Lives and Interests. Diamond painting, or diamond art as I call it. And I have done this for years. If you've done cross stitch, you will love this. If you have done painting by numbers, you will love this. It is so relaxing. It is untrue. I have got so many people doing it these days. It's incredible. Even the boys downstairs do it now. It is a really fun thing to do. And if you've got a bit of worry and things, like the stress goes. It's just the most relaxing thing you can ever do. So I want to show you this new kit that I've got. I will do some shorts on the ones that I've got on my walls. I tend to do really big ones these days because obviously once you progress you want to do the big ones. So let me show you the one that I've got. What you do is you get a tube like this. Sorry, they don't make it quiet, do they? So this is what you will get. Depending on the size, you will get something like this. Okay, and mine's all rolled up, as you can see. That's the back of the canvas, and obviously this is going to be the front of the canvas. So the first thing you need to do is to roll it back the other way so that it'll lie flat. Let's do that first. Now you will find, if you've done cross stitch, the DMC numbers are the same, are exactly the same as they use on diamond painting. And then, oh yeah, I knew that was colour black. I knew that was that colour, which is quite fun actually, but that's how it goes. Okay then, so that should lie flat. Okay, so I'm just going to bend it in half, like that. Okay, now this is what I'm going to be doing. It's an Islamic window, the sort that you would have in a masjid or Moroccan buildings, that sort of thing, up the top there. And then you can see here, each number that is on your, these basically each number that's on your canvas has a corresponding number as well. So that's 2, 3, there's a 4 and a 5 there, and then obviously they change. But these numbers here, the colour numbers, you will find match the DSC number. So if you really were keen, you could sit there with this and you could actually do a cross stitch from this using that, which I think is absolutely fascinating. So you always start in one place. You don't want to be lifting up this too much. So let me just fold this back again so it's a bit easier for you to see. And what you would do, if I just move those birds out of the way, is you peel this corner up. And when you peel the corner up, you will see all the lovely little symbols that you will be using as you go along. Okay, so what I then have is I store mine in this, and I love it, absolutely love it. I've used it for quite a few years now. It's great, it's all in one place and I don't have to worry where anything is. It's there. So we undo this. Also, I have to stick it in mine. So let's do it the right way round and undo this. Right, this is how I organise mine. Okay, so I have the design of whatever I'm working on, and there's the picture again. You will always get the instructions, and some are like this, some you just get the actual canvas with a dauber going back and forth showing you how to do it. It is really simple and straightforward. You literally match the drills or gems, whatever you want to call them, to the numbers and put them down. You do not need any glue. You do not need to do anything when you have finished it. You keep it as it is. But what the best thing you can do to embed the drills onto the, like, it's a very, very sticky double-sided tape. It's like the sort that you would use to put carpets down. You know, once it's down, it's down. It's a bit of a job to get them back up again afterwards if you make a mistake. You know, you need to get something that will go under and ping them up, like a pokey tool, for example, something quite sharp. So here are my, obviously I'm showing you upside down because it's easier to do it this way. Each one is like, you know, a little tic-tac box, and you have the colours in there, and on the top I have written the number and the symbol that is, and that's a B there, so I know where I'm going to put in that. Okay, in there. On the other side, these are the ones I didn't have enough of these pockets to do, and then my spare drills, because some of them you will need packets and packets and packets of. This is what most people will use, one of these to put the drills in. This is your glue, and that is just a spare head. That just it helps you to line them up correctly. If you're new at this, you want to line them up. Now here, if you've managed to get a pair of tweezers, which doesn't happen very often in the kits, they are great for getting off any that are in the wrong place. Or if you've had an accident and you've spilt your drills on your sticky stuff, you're going to need to get them off. Okay, so this is how they come. You get them in a strip like this, like they're candy. You know, I used to get the old-fashioned chewing gums and that. That's how they come. Now, I have one of these, which has been invaluable. This is to go over them at the end, and it mats them all down, and it makes sure they're all stuck, and then they're all in place, and they're all the same height. Okay, you can use a brayer or something with a roll on it. I'm sure you'd have things around the house that you could use if you don't want to go out and buy one, but just something flat to go over, and any loose ones that pop up, you can then make sure they're put back down again properly. Now, you can get different heads for your diamond art. This is the traditional one that they give you to do it with. And in here, you would press that on the ink, you know, the wax that picks them up. And you'll see the red in the top, and that helps you to pick up the little drills. Oops, in here, there's different styles. There's another one here. This one's got a lovely holdy thing on the back. It actually is really good and very kind. If you've got problems with arthritis or something like that, if you use one of this, they're great. This is what you used to get, and that's the pencil that pick up the gems. Now, in crafting, these are invaluable. When we used to use a lot of gems on our cards and things like this is when these first came out, and they are brilliant. If you are wanting to put some little gems on something, these are brilliant for doing that. So that's my little work toolkit. I'm going to just stick these out of the way for a minute, because I'll pack it up later. Let's just push that there. Okay, whoops. So let's make a bit of a space like that. And we'll open this. Get our little kit out. Okay. Keep the cover on this because it does go dry eventually. So I would suggest keeping a bit of plastic over the top, just keeps it dry, or put it in one of these little bags. It really will help. So let's have a look at where we're going to start and what is the first. Right, there's a glare on it. We've got a lot of ticks here this morning. So let's have a look in here and see if we can find what the ticks are. It's 3865. Oh, they're on the top. They're the white ones. So I can zip that up. So she. trying on. I went to the opticians yesterday and they've got a new test at Boots Opticians. It's called an OCT scan or something. And oh my goodness, when stuff goes in your eyes, you're like, oh gosh, this stings. And then when you've finished, you realise everything is yellow. It's like having a tunnel vision with this yellow haze to it. And it really is difficult to, you know, walk and know where you're going. And you keep trying to get this focus back and it just doesn't happen. It's just not there. There's no focus. What did I just think about the posture? And it was just crazy. It was just as well our Levi was with me yesterday, as I don't quite know how I got home. But I've got to pop back again today. But they've found the start of cataracts. So, oh, the joy of life. So, this is how you do it. You literally just take one of these and you pop it on. Now, the round ones, the round drills, are the easiest to do because you're not having to worry about alignment. They do square ones, which I've done several square ones, but the square ones, you have to make sure they're straight because you can really, really see if the line's a bit wonky. But with the round ones, you don't. And once you start this, you get the most amazing rhythm going. And you just happily stick them down. Now, I've still got problems with that stuff on my eyes today, so it's not a perfect... If it looks a bit wonky-donkey, it probably is. I've got to go back and say to have one of the eyes redone because it didn't... She couldn't get a really proper look at it. And I am not looking forward to it, but it'll only be drops in one eye, so I need an eye patch today. But you can see how quick this builds up. I started off with doing cards, you know, and the front had pretty little pictures on, and it was our Dawn Bibby from... She's got on all the craft channels, Dawn. She's been doing it for many, many years. She started off on QVC. And then she brought in some of these canvases. But they were actually had wood, you know, a wooden frame on them, which was great because it stretched the picture beautifully. And everything just laid really well. This is just a bit bumpy because obviously I've got the rest of it underneath. And I did some of those and they're in the kitchen. And it is just like doing cross stitch. You just literally fill in the ones that you want to do. And when you're finished, you've got a little hole at the end here. You just stick that into whatever you've decided to keep your drills in. And they all just slide back in. Sharon had one for putting, I think it was 4 or 5 different colours in at the same time. It was a half circle, and when you finished, you know, could do the same thing, tip the drills into your pot. If I had that and it hadn't, like, you know, the lid was open, they would be all over the floor and they'd be in all different places, and, you know, I'd be picking them up and trying to sort the colours out. So I prefer to do one colour at a time. You think when you did cross stitch, you did one colour at a time. You only worked in little patches like what I'm doing here, but you did one colour and then you filled in the other colour. And they tried to find ways of making that easier and quicker. Like they had a board that sort of, it was a diamond shape, and on the front you would have all the different numbers, and you would have all the threaded needles in it with the colours that you were working with. I think I tried it once. It was like, this is daft, because you've got to spend that long setting it all up. It was just, nah, it's quicker to do. Why you need to put more thread in your threader. It has got it so cold here today. They did say there would be rain overnight. I can see there's been a little bit of rain, but not much. It certainly wasn't the yellow warning that we had rain. What do you expect at the end of May? And the horses went past yesterday, past the window. Every year, the common riding, one of the ride-outs, they come back via Burnfoot. And there is even a song about it, about them coming back via Burnfoot. There are lots of common riding songs. And the common riding is about, if you know the movie Braveheart, it's that battle at Flodden Field. That's basically what it is. And how the Scots, two little boys, they went into a tent and they got the English flag and they brought it back to Selkirk. And that is celebrated every year. The reivers, they used to go around their area. They would go around all the, the hills and the area where their sheep were, and they would do this regularly. And those are the rides that they do today. They still do the same ride outs down to Mosspool, and we go to Roberton and Denham and all over our area, and all over the borders they do it. And they're called different things in different towns depending on where you are. We have a corner in His Lass, whereas Selkirk, they have a braw, lad and lass. So it just depends on where you are. And each one has their own colours. Our colours are blue and yellow. And on the last Thursday, they're up at the crack of dawn at 6 o'clock. They're up at the hut. And they have breakfast up there. And then when the schools are in, the corner His Lass and his followers go around and they close the schools. They go in, they have a wee little concert, and then they close that school and they go on to the next one. So depending on where you are on the list, because obviously it changes every year, it would depend whether your kids are getting out at 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, or whether you've got to wait till, almost home time. And then the kids are off for that Thursday. That's the night that the shows start, the fair. And then on the Friday, it's the mare, and on the Saturday too. And it's horse racing that they do up there. But it's the cornet and his lads and local people doing the horse racing. It's not, horse racing like they have on the telly. And usually the Friday is beautiful and the Saturday is not very good at all. But I honestly think it's just a good excuse for people to go and get drunk. The cells are overflowing with disorderlies. There you go. Well, you can see how quick it is to do this. So I will do progress videos on this while Sharon's doing her collaboration. And see how far we get. But you kind of once you start, it's one of those things you don't want to put it down. And you have to sort of limit yourself and say, right, when I get to that, that's it, I am going to put it down today. And you can see when you shake it, all the little drills come up the right way. So you've got the dome bit at the top, not the flat bit. So I do hope you will come over and see Sharon's channel. And I'll link Rhonda's video too that she's done this morning. Now, she got hers from the Dollar Tree. You can get these from all those Chinese sites. I get it from this company in America, Sunor Group. because they do Islamic ones. And they're on Etsy. You just type in diamond art and there are masses. You can send some of these companies a photo and you can get back, you know, the photo to be done as diamond art, you know, as we used to be able to do with cross stitch. And they look amazing when they're up. Once you see them framed and up on the wall, you'll realise how beautiful they look. I would recommend framing them because, you know, after years of being up on your wall, they can get dusty and what have you. And it's better if they're framed, it keeps them clean. So I'm just going to finish to there and then leave that for today. And get this up. And then go and wait the little one up down the hallway because we've got to go out. So thanks for being here. I hope you have a go at diamond art if you've never done it before, because it really is fun to do. You will love doing it. You get everything you need when you first start. You don't have to buy anything extra. If you decide you want to buy more of the little plastic bags, you can get them on Amazon, on eBay, all those types of places. And just make sure when you're going to order these that you measure them for the size that you want, because some of these, you know, you don't really want to land up with a bag this size if you want a bag that size, you know. So just check the size that you want before you order them. And they're really, really cheap. And if you write in self-fastening, that's an easier way to find them as well. I will see if I can find some on Amazon and link it on mine so you know what you're looking for, because obviously depending on different countries you might not be able to get the same products as we can here in the UK. So thank you so much for being here. Have an amazing day and I will get this up for Sharon. Ta-da everyone.